Match number 11, it was the Knight Riders taking on my Emirates, and it was Emirates that absolutely dominated tonight. Bairstow with almost a 50, but Banton with 29. What an absolute cracker of a match from my Emirates to get 2 points on the table and move up to third spot. Hello everyone, welcome back. Joining me this evening is Wasim Akram, Simon Dool, and our special guest this evening, Johnny Bairstow. I want to start first up. Congratulations, 6,000 T20 runs for you. You must be exhausted being in the crease that long.
Taking me long enough, hasn't it? I've obviously not played that much T20 cricket. Nicky P brought up his 10,000, it was the last game, and then you see Sunil with nearly 600 games and what have you. So no, it's obviously a nice achievement, but hopefully there's a few more thousands to come.
Where's your medal for that achievement?
I've got no
Celebration,
idea. It'll be in the post somewhere.
Karachi bend.
Yeah.
Now, your batting partner in the end, Mendes, he said that in the post-match, he apologised for not letting you get your half-century up.
That's the last thing that he should be doing. What a great shot that was onto the bank. It was like, just get it done. They don't want to be watching me just take singles and get him on strike. So no, everyone that came in played pivotal roles within that, and obviously knocking it off, trying to help our run rate. It's something that we didn't really think about. It kind of just naturally happened, and that was kick-started at the top.
How was it out there? It looked like it was a little bit of a difficult pitch to bat on.
Yeah, look, in the whole comp it's swung, hasn't it, up the top. So it's not just a case to just go out, crash, bang, wallop, because we've spoken about if you lose 3 wickets in the first bit, so the power play effectively, how long it then takes you to catch up. So you had to be a little bit cautious, and when it was on a good length, we saw it swing for, well, Jason Still was swinging it in the 6th, 7th over. So you'd have enjoyed bowling with that, I reckon. So yeah, it was tricky when it was on a length, and anything off that you just had to try and capitalise on.
How difficult for it to come back that game day before happened here? I thought you guys won that game easily.
Makes 2 of us, and probably a lot more watching on TV. So look, it's one of those where it doesn't normally happen, especially with the amount of experience there is in that dressing room. And it wasn't something that we dwelled on too much. It was a case of, right, let's move on. But Polly spoke before we went out, and we needed to be clinical and ruthless tonight. And look, we got the job done. It puts us back on track.
And it's good to see Farooqi back in the wickets column. He was struggling a bit early on, but his rhythm is back now. Yeah,
he was struggling a bit. And it's like anything, isn't it? Different conditions, and just coming back, confidence can be affected quite a bit. And once you take a few wickets with it, I think that's the skill execution side of it. I mean, him getting his Yorkers in right at the end, and he got his just rewards for 14.
From your point of view, Johnny, the surfaces, when they change so much, and we talked about this one tonight, there was some great bowling from your guys. From a batting point of view, are you sitting back a little more? Are you waiting for that genuine half volley and waiting till it does something? Or what are your thoughts on batting in these types of conditions?
I'm just trying to watch the ball as closely as possible. I think if you premeditate too much, then you sometimes go looking for it. I got out the other night, one that went straight up. Maybe I was just trying to look for that back of a length a bit too much. I think it's a case of when it is doing a bit, especially early on, you almost go back to your test cricket, your first class cricket, and you go, right, just play really good cricket shots. Because you get your value for runs out, especially here in Abu Dhabi. So I don't think you have to necessarily go searching for it, because, like I alluded to earlier, if you are losing wickets in clusters early on, then that's going to be hard to come back from.
Short ball's always been a great strength of yours. What's the key to playing it well?
I had to get used to it early doors. I think when Kemar Roach thumped me in the chest first ball, I got 3 years of a barrage, so it was a case of, right, it'll keep coming if you don't do a bit of work on it. And it is one of my strengths now, which then forces people to come fuller. And look, if you are able to manipulate the good length ball at the top of the stumps, and for them to come even fuller,
so our
great.
Viewers, for young viewers who are watching this, what's the drill to practice against the short ball?
First of all, you just got to be comfortable with it around your head. So we did, even from when we were growing up, there was a lot of tennis ball work, a lot of softer ball work. Not even with full pads on, just with your helmet, your bat and your gloves. And it was a case of just being more comfortable with the ball being around and judging the ball, but not taking your eyes off it. I think we see a lot of youngsters now, when they play the short ball, they're actually turning away, which is then hitting people on the back of the head.
Oh, that's why.
Or they're getting into a bad position. And when the head's not quite forward, and your weight's on your back, you get stuck and you've got nowhere to go. So then it's just a case of protection.
So the weight has to be say like 60% front foot and like 40% on back foot.
Yeah,
kind of.
We look at boxers, don't we, when they're moving and they're shadowing, etc., your weight has to be forward, and everything's controlled by your head and your chin, because, like I mentioned, if your weight's too far back, then you can only go down. If your weight's forward, you can keep your eyes on the ball and really track where it is.
Dooley, Kamindu took 3 wickets for MI today. He did pretty well as well.
It's a serious set of skills, isn't it? I mean, to be able to bowl left arm and right arm and do them both equally well. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 guys around the world that can do exactly what he does. I think he flights the ball nicely. He's got sort of a little slider. He gets a little bit wider with his left arm delivery now and then, but he's just a mirror image.
Unbelievable.
It's quite incredible, Waz. And we've seen there's a young guy in Australia who played the Australian under-19s who does something very similar, but it's such an art form, and it's just brilliant. I mean,
so unique.
Well, you got 2 players in one,
yeah,
and he can bat. It's not a bad bloke to have in your team.
He's a very good cricketer.
Yeah, Kellaway in England at Glamorgan, he does similar. He's not quite got the confidence with his left arm just yet, but that's
Ben
something.
Kellaway,
he's looking to develop, because he's a batter that can do both. So, look, it comes with confidence, and he's bowling spin every single day out in Sri Lanka. So. And repetition, like and look, to have that skill set is fantastic.
It's like a batter, I suppose, when you think about it. We're seeing more and more batters comfortable going left. Johnson Charles is one that actually switches his hands. Banton played, or attempted quite a few reverse sweeps. There's a lot of guys in England that play a lot of reverse sweeps now. So I guess it's just a bowler's point of view, thinking, well, why can't I do both at some stage and make myself almost undroppable from a team point of view, which is, it's got to be good.
Absolutely. Fielding was another absolute positive for you boys today. Was that something that you guys focused on pre-today's match, or just went well for you?
It was a quick turnaround. Carl Hopkinson, the fielding coach, is with MI, and he was with England for years. He is absolutely outstanding at what he does in the drills. He's been working really, really hard with a few of the guys on their fielding, and that's when it comes up with just rewards. So it's such a huge part of the game at the moment, and like we've seen, if you do shell a couple of catches and everything else, and we all do it, it just puts you back. So each time there's an opportunity, try and take it, because then it puts you back in front, and they've got to reassess. Do
you get much time between the games to train, or is it more about just what you're doing prior to the game on the night?
Yeah, there is training, but at the same time, because the games come so thick and fast, it's a case of, right, how can I just get myself in the best frame of mind? I've had a few months off, so it was nice to have 3 or 4 training days out here, and there was a practice game as well. So, look, you're going into 3 different grounds that all react differently, and the pitches are very different. So I felt a little bit, not rusty, but it was different at Dubai, and then we went to Sharjah, and now we've been here. So there's a couple of games that we've got here, so you get used to the conditions a bit more. So, but that's just part and parcel of cricket now. It's adapting to the conditions.
Did training days involve golf days, like your mates back in Oz?
I thought that wasn't going to come up. I thought that wasn't going to come up.
There's definitely a bit of golf knocking about. There's some good courses, Dooley, isn't there?
Lovely courses, and some lovely beaches too, in case you wanted to go to the beach.
Yeah,
I'm all right,
just
thanks.
in case. But wear sunscreen.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's my number one thing that I always pack is my sunscreen.
Are you going to go back to keeping again? Because I understand Nicholas might be heading to South Africa.
I'm heading there as well.
Oh, you're going there as well?
Yeah. So.
You're leaving us?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm leaving on the 24th, I think it is. So I think it's 9 games that I play, and then I head over to play for the Sunrisers over there.
Nice. Up next for you, what's the mindset going into the next game? That obviously a positive game today.
Yeah, I mean, we could have won 3 on the bounce. Let's be really honest about it, and we should have won 3 on the bounce. So the confidence is definitely there, and now it's about keeping the momentum. We actually stole 1 up at Sharjah. We obviously lost the other day, which wasn't great, but to react and come back and win emphatically like that, it's definitely something we can carry on with. And in tournament cricket, momentum's huge. It's one of those things that people talk about a lot, but when you actually get on a roll, and the games come thick and fast, you can get through 3 or 4 wins very quickly.
What's the difference between day games and evening games here, especially in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, well, there hasn't actually been as much wind, especially here at Abu Dhabi. So there has been a little bit more dew.
For the night games?
Yeah, and during the day, it was really interesting, the game we played at Dubai.
Yeah.
Because of how the sun goes down, the dew only went into certain parts of the pitch.
Yeah.
So then it affects that slightly differently. So the day game's naturally a bit hotter, might swing just for a shorter period of time because of the atmospheric conditions.
Dooley, what went well today in comparison to last game for my Emirates?
Oh, I thought they bowled pretty well in the previous game, to be honest. It was just the batting side of things that went completely wrong. But when Faruqi is taking wickets up front, I think that's a massive key for them. When he's swinging the ball and causing trouble, wickets in the power play is the one thing we talk about all the time from a T20
And Knight Riders started off well. They were 22 for none in about 1.2 overs.
Yeah, didn't lose sort of.
And then, of course, that wicket of Salt.
Yep.
And, of course, Faruqi bowled beautiful delivery to Alex Hales, and I think that put them back on the back foot.
Yeah, and so I think when they start well like that, and you know that Phil Salt's going to come hard at you, know Alex Hales is going to come hard at you, but what Faruqi has sort of done in the last little while I've watched him is he just backed off a touch. Tonight he didn't. He didn't back off at all. I thought he kept going and going a bit harder, and that comes with a bit of confidence, that line and length that he bowled tonight, a little bit of nip, and when he's swinging the ball at genuine pace, which is, for him it's that late 130s, he's much more dangerous than he is in the early 130s. So to me he was actually getting through the crease a lot better tonight, so that kicked things off.
I think that graphic was pivotal, to be quite honest with you, and it highlighted the length that he held.
Yeah.
If you're holding length, if you're hitting the top of the stumps, it's very difficult to score. And you're
sometimes,
asking the batter to go.
when bowler is kind of struggling a bit, so he reduces his pace.
Yeah.
And it's this format, and when it reduces his pace, it doesn't finish his action and follow through.
Putting it there a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there. Well, you very rarely, but I mean, you've been there when you're a bit nervous and it's not coming out right, and you just start to put it there a little bit instead of actually just getting through your action, and then you find it again. I think he did that tonight.
Absolutely. All right, thank you so much, Johnny, for joining us. We'll
Cheers.
let you be.
Cheers.
Go
Good to
have
see
a
you.
rest.
Thanks.
Cheers, Johnny.
Good luck for Sunday afternoon. Boys, I want to just quickly finish on Faruqi. Obviously, 36 wickets from him in Abu Dhabi. It's the best that Abu Dhabi has seen in the ILT20. But what really stood out for you tonight was?
I think, like I said a little while ago, his follow-through, his pace is back. Like Dooley said, late 130s. Previous game, he wasn't sure of himself. He was bowling 130, 131 and bowling short. And I generally, I said even on air, when bowler is struggling, to go back to your natural swing and run in. Try to run in, okay? You might get hit with a couple of boundaries, but rhythm will come back. And today, after first wicket of Alex Hales around the wicket, his rhythm was back, his pace was back, his action was back. So yeah, good to see a nice wicket taker in Abu Dhabi.
He's got a little skip in his step when he's right. You know, we've seen him at T20 World Cups in the last 2 or 3 years, at 50 over World Cup. When he's got that little spring in his step, you know he's getting through the crease a lot better. And that's just what I saw tonight. And the last month and a half, he hasn't quite been at his best. Still been good, but his numbers here are phenomenal. And sometimes you just have to go back to a dressing room or a ground where you know you've had success, and all of a sudden it just something clicks, and he got it right.
He sure did this evening. Now, I've got to say goodbye to you boys. Thank you so much for joining. You're off to golf. You're off to New York. Kate Jet Setter over here.
New York. Just for a day. I'll be back on Monday.
Okay, good. We'll miss you too much. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more analysis after that. Welcome back, everyone. Joining me for the last part of our show is none other than Roger Vaska and Darren Gengar. The bromance is back with me.
Well, but that's because they say save the best for last.
Exactly.
I'm not sure it applies over here, but that's what they say.
No humility, just honesty.
No, exactly. Again, that's what we like. That's what we like. Well, you know what? You guys were right. You tipped the winners. Where are you sitting on the points table? You know, come on, stop being modest.
Are you top 3?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm top 10.
Oh, okay.
I'll take that. I'll take top 10.
You might be the winner from the bottom.
That's
surely.
A winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Listen, I'll take that.
Climb steady.
I'll take that.
Let's start with my Emirates first. Now, obviously, they're the match winners, but Nick Puran, he got out cheaply tonight as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a concern there with his form because he hasn't fired as expected. He is a player that can deliver more often than not. His record in T20 cricket is undisputed because he is a powerful striker off the ball. He's a consistent batter. And this season he's been struggling to find his fluency yet again tonight. He scratched around, he was indecisive with his leaves and then nicked one from Jason Holder. It was a good delivery. You don't often see Nicholas Puran so tentative in his approach to batting, and it says a little bit about his form and to me his last competitive saw the T20 match was in that Caribbean Premier League back in September. Yes, he played in the T10 right here in Abu Dhabi, but that would have been with limited time out in the middle. So it just underscores, as a batter, when you're competing against the best, it's very important for you to get game time out in the middle, to make sure that you're primed properly to be at your best.
Roy, what was your take on him tonight?
Well, I think, look, he got an absolute peach of a delivery to get out, and that can happen to any batter, no matter how good a batter you are. And we know Nicholas Puran is right up there with the very best in this format of the game. From my Emirates point of view, you've got to be thinking, okay, listen, he's here for another couple more games, because we know that he's going to leave for the South African T20 tournament.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get the best out of him before that? And secondly, how do you get the best out of players who are going to replace him once he goes? Because that's when the business end of the tournament over here starts. If my Emirates qualify for the top 4, you want whoever is replacing him to be, in form for the semi-finals and hopefully the finals from their point of view. So when do you integrate those players into the 11? Because if you have a look at the squad and the batters, right? Okay, obviously Mohammad Wasim's there, Johnny Bairstow, Tom Banton. You'd be thinking the obvious replacement for him is Andre Fletcher, who they've paid a lot of money for. Now, if you've got Andre Fletcher in the side, at what stage do you say, even though you can play both of them, you can play Andre Fletcher and Nicholas Puran, but at what stage do you say, listen, we've got to give Andre a run of games here, so when we get to the business end of the tournament, Andre's in form, Andre's in touch. Now, that's a decision that the My Emirates team think tank will have to come to sooner rather than later.
But it's also worth mentioning, in the show beforehand, Johnny Bairstow was on here and he was saying he's also leaving and heading off. So then it begs the question, who comes in to replace him?
Well, I would think Akeem Ogis, the young West Indian batter, will also find favour with My Emirates think tank, because he's just started playing white ball cricket for the West Indies, a young talent that they have invested in. So I would see Andre Fletcher as the replacement for Johnny Bairstow, and of course young Akeem Ogis as the replacement for Nicholas Puran. So at some point in time, all these players will have to be playing alongside each other, so that there's continuity in the newcomers who will finish the tournament. So Karen Pollard will have to balance things properly. That's why they went for him as the leader, not Nicholas Puran. So there will be continuity with the leadership. Hopefully they can get it right, and by winning tonight, it will make the job a lot easier.
Absolutely, because I was just going to say, the fact that they haven't won as many games as they would have liked makes it a lot harder, because you can't experiment with your 11. You've got to go with your strongest 11, because you're thinking, you know what, we've got to win this game. It's getting to that, it's not a must-win game, but you want to win as many games as possible, so that, come the business end, you're in comfortably.
You're feeling the flow.
Yeah, and there's no pressure going to the last league game thinking you've got to win by net run rate, etc. So you're going to play your strongest 11 right now. Also, because you've lost 2, so you can't. Ideally, in the 5th game, if you had won 3 or 4, you're thinking, okay, listen, wait, maybe we can try some of the other players in, because you've got enough points on the board. But that's not been the case with My Emirates so far.
Absolutely. A team who hasn't been feeling the flow is the Knight Riders. Another loss on the table for them. They'll be very disappointed.
Very disappointed, and more pressure on Jason Holder, because he's a skipper that has taken over from Sunil Narayan. They had that one win against the Warriors where they were so dominant with the bat. What will be the bigger problem for him is the fact that he's playing his best team and they're failing to deliver with the bat. They bowled out now, second time consecutively.
And
you don't often see this in T20 cricket. And when you have a team with the likes of Phil Salt, Alex Hales, you're basically expecting better from these guys. So maybe a bit of introspection. Dwayne Bravo has to come up with an approach that will bring structure to this batting. At the moment, they're too high risk in the execution. They're not respecting the conditions, in my humble view, because spin has dominated with wicket taking. Yet again, I think 6 wickets to seam, 4 to spin tonight. So spin playing a leading role once more, and may continue, because the tracks and venues will become exhausted. So it might be a further slowing down of the pace at these venues.
Yeah, DG, when you say 6 to seam and 4 to spin and 4, and the spinners playing a dominant role, that's because they've taken the wickets, the middle wickets, not the tail enders. They've taken wickets of the batters who've come in at 3, 4, 5, the important wickets. And that's why spin, as we go forward, we'll see a lot of teams thinking, yeah, maybe we should pack our 11 with spinners when we come up against ADKR.
And Sharafu looks like he's the only one that can really play that ball.
Yeah, he top scored today. He will know that he played an important innings to get them to 122, but much more was required from him because you look at his previous 3 innings, only once under 10, so he's gotten starts more often than not, but he will want to make those starts turn out to be match-winning knocks where he can push his team to setting unassailable totals, batting first, or in a run chase, they'll expect him to cross the line, win the game. That is the next level that he has to take his batting to. And that has a lot to do with managing risks when he gets set and gets a start.
On paper, they look like an exceptional side. It's just exciting to see their potential more so than anything. And we just want them to deliver, honestly. Right, we're going to head into the competition winners. Now, they're the ZTV competition winners. Let's take a look at the names, shall we? So now a reminder from the 2 questions that we asked: who captained Golf Giants in Game 1 of DP World ILT20 Season 2? And the answer was, of course, James Vince. And question 2 was, who skippered Sharjah Warriors in that season? And the answer was TKC. So well done to our lucky winners who are on screen now. And for anyone who took part in tonight's quiz, the results will be announced tomorrow night. Right, let's look forward to tomorrow's game. It is going to be electric. It's a rematch. Vipers, Giants. I can't wait. Can you?
Margin very narrow. Last time they played, it was a super over. You all can remember that game. We couldn't tell if it was going to go Vipers or the Giants. So I'm keen to see if Patum Nissanka returns to the Giants.
Injury.
That will be a great addition. Might give them the edge. The match is being played at the Dubai International Stadium, so there's familiarity with the venue. So I can't say. Tomorrow I'll make my choice.
Absolutely. Do you think that they missed Nissanka, last game? Was he a big blow to the side yesterday's game?
Yeah, I think so, because he's just such a crucial player for them. But again, this game tomorrow, for me, so far from what we've seen in this early stage of the tournament, clearly the 2 best sides at present time. Obviously, as the tournament, it's a tournament which goes on for over a month, so form changes. But at present, the 2 best sides are in for an absolute cracker of a game.
The Vipers, they've been used to having a couple of nail biters under their belt. Do you think that they'll want to win a game easy streaks?
No, they'd rather scrap and win because that's the trend so far. They don't mind playing the difficult game, making a few mistakes, but still crossing the line. They're sitting comfortable, I would say, and you listen to James Foster, the coach. He is quite pleased with the way things are going, but they would want a winning and a positive result.
And the Giants, they'll want revenge, surely.
Yeah, there will be, because they've been heartbreaking loss in that last game and goes down to the super over. So if you're going to ask me who, I'm going to go Giants.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll see.
Tomorrow you'll see.
I want to assess the conditions, pay attention to detail.
What are you saying? All right, well, it's the Giants taking on the Vipers. We can't wait to see you in Dubai tomorrow night. Bye for now.